Hello and welcome back to Misscliks D&D Lost Mine, where the party has tried to bamboozle a group of goblins by bringing a giant bag of copper when they insisted on gold, and the copper has spilled all over the floor. Guy finds himself the first to react. Guy, what do you do?
I bolt down the hallway, bow in hand, and can I get a clear line of sight on this goblin?
Yeah. Sure.
Then I will take a single shot at that goblin with my longbow.
That goblin... Oh, yep. You hit that goblin. And he screams in agony as it bites into his shoulder for 4 piercing damage.
And I'm just going to keep going in. I think at that point I shoulder my bow. I've used 2 squares of movement, 3 squares of movement. 4,
why? Do you have any idea why it wouldn't let me edit
6.
that goblin?
Because you're on the wrong layer?
No.
Oh. No, I don't know them.
Well, all right, I'll keep track of his on his own, although I don't know how many HP he has, so hold on. Nothing is telling me how much HP he has.
4. He has 4.
No. It's like when I click on all the other goblins, they give me the pop-ups of the HP and stuff, but for him, it doesn't.
Maybe he doesn't have any HP. Maybe it hasn't been rolled yet.
Maybe it says in the specific part of this encounter, since it might be a special goblin.
Yeah, I'm looking for that, but I don't see, and he's not in the list of NPCs or monsters. Well, then I'm going to say he has the same amount as all the other goblins.
Okay.
All right, so he takes how much? 4. All right, he takes 4 piercing damage, and he looks mad. And now it's Thoradin's turn.
No! And I want to rush next to the guy that fell down.
Okay. You are able to get to him. Wait, are you? Yeah.
I can get up to there at least.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's close enough. What do you do when you reach
I
him?
calculated 25 feet.
What do you do when you reach him?
I want to stabilize him.
Okay. Roll a medicine check. You manage to...
Live, little buddy, live!
You bind him right up. And as you do, you get a chance to observe him. You notice that this is a sculpted man who has just like... you wouldn't even say salt and pepper, like almost silvered hair, but not quite like all gray, you know?
Completely misunderstood. I thought
you thought it was a statue.
Yeah, I was like, what? It's a statue.
Yeah, I thought for a moment too.
A sculpted man.
No, sculpted like muscular, like hot.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, to me, they're not hot because I like,
Okay, well, Thoradin might not think he's hot, but just objectively, it's a really, this guy's lived his life as a warrior. He looks like, if you'd ever heard of George Clooney, you would think he was a little bit George Clooney, but way buffer. So he's got this older guy charm. He's super buff and hot, just so you know.
Mm-hmm. All right, I can dig that.
Yeah.
Me, not Thoradin.
Right. Just so you know.
Okay.
Now it is...
Thoradin gently cradles him as he medicines him.
Great. That's awesome. Now it's Desdonia's turn. Desdonia, you are muted.
That's weird. I unmuted myself and I was still muted. Let's see. That one's hurt but sleeping. I go ahead and I go for the boss. And well, the more Dressly,
Yeah.
because I'm pissed. So
Okay. What do you throw at him?
I throw Ray of Frost.
Okay.
Hopefully.
Ooh. You are pissed off. You crit him. What does it look like when you get this Ray of Frost to really do its job?
I'm just like, we had a deal. And then I like shoot at him.
He
like,
freezes.
both hands.
He just freezes solid into like a goblin statue, an ice goblin statue. And you can see it's not just that if he thawed out, he'd be okay. He's like dead inside this goblin frozen statue. He's gone, so.
And then as I do that, though, I turn to the other one and I'm like waiting for him to do something.
Hey,
But I give him a dirty
Destonia.
look.
I say as I'm about to head over there, why don't you go menace right next to that goblin? It'll believe you more if you stand next to it.
You can't menace on this turn because you've already taken your action, but you haven't moved much. Yeah, so you haven't moved. So you can move, but you couldn't menace.
Okay, I'm confused by what I'm being asked.
Yeah.
You are familiar, having talked with Lilo a bit, that he works better if there are allies near the target he's fighting.
Okay, I move closer to the target, but I'm very apprehensive because I don't want to be that close to it.
Alrighty. Now it is Lilo's turn.
Great. With Desdonia's help in distracting this goblin, I'm going to go ahead and pull out the daggers as I drop the short bow on the way, and then I stab right into its flank with both of them. Pow and pow. So it looks like I got one hit again.
Yeah, you do.
And sneak
And
attack that goes with it.
yeah, what does that look like? You really sink this dagger into the goblin. What does it look like?
Well, while Desdonia is about to menace and give him an ultimatum, I stab him right in the vulnerable side of his side.
Right in the side, and you see blood is kind of just gushing out of his abdomen now. And that makes it his turn. And as blood gushes out of his side, he takes his scimitar and makes a wild attack at you, Lilo, and hits for 7 slashing damage.
Ouch.
Ooh.
Yeah, it doesn't feel good. Which brings it to Guy's turn.
It's just this one guy conscious, right? This guy up here next to Lilo?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. And Thornton, you've taken care of your cousin, right?
Yep.
Cool. I will hop up
Well,
onto here.
actually, not my cousin. It's my cousin's friend, but he's basically family, you know?
Yeah. I'll hop up on here and make sure that there's no other goblins up here hiding around.
Yeah, there's none.
All right. Then I'll just draw out my bow and take a shot at this guy.
I should have had you roll a perception check, but yeah, there's none.
Okay.
You try to shoot that guy. You hit, and with a last whining cry, he falls to his knees, dead.
Thornton.
Now the only goblins who are left are sleeping, but they are. Let's see. The duration of that is a minute, and isn't a minute's not a round in this, is it?
Nope, it's 10 rounds.
Right. Okay. So they have not woken up yet, but you know they might start too soon.
Hey, Desdonia, how long does this spell last?
It lasts quite a bit of time.
Are we talking a minute, an hour, a day?
A minute.
A minute? That's not a lot of time at all. As I stab the unconscious sleeping goblin.
Dude, that's like totally unnecessary. Let's just toss him off, toss him out of the caves.
Well, technically, it's not your turn, Lilo.
Okay.
You
The
know-
guy just went.
Okay.
Yes,
So-
it's my turn.
It's my turn, I think.
It'd be Thoradin's turn.
Just
You know,
kidding.
I have been taught that goblins are evil creatures and they can never be converted to good. And it is the way of life. And therefore, we shouldn't let them do evil in the world, as I say, cracking my warhammer on one of them.
Which one? Move your token to show me where.
I'm gonna go there.
Okay.
And I'm gonna do this one.
Okay. You take a swing with your warhammer.
Yeah.
Since they're sleeping, you get advantage, and you get to roll a crit if you hit.
Mm-hmm.
You you do hit with advantage, and you do get to roll that crit, which is just another of your. That's 1d8. Yeah, one more d8.
1d8 plus 2.
No.
Not the plus 2.
Oh, well, 6.
But still, you do 10 damage, and basically that goblin is sleeping, and you just smash his head, and he doesn't even have time to wake up. You just kind of mushed him with your warhammer.
Thoradin feels conflicted about this, but he did in fact learn that goblins cannot be converted because his village, when he was younger, tried to convert goblins, and it ended up killing like 3 of his lesser favorite cousins. Luckily. So
Like
he
what? You had like 200 cousins, so like where on the
Yeah.
range of cousins were they?
like 150. They weren't
Oh,
that
okay.
great, but
Low end cousins.
you know, like family, it's family, and
Right.
goblins cannot be converted. We really tried, so I'm not a believer in goblin rehabilitation. Sadly, so that's what I do.
All right. Now it is Desdonia's turn.
Let's see. So this goblin's dead, right? This one? No? Or no?
Which one?
The one that was I thought he
If you
got
press and
attacked.
if you click and hold, I can see which one you're pointing to.
That
There you go.
one.
That one is still sleeping.
Oh, okay. Wait, which one? Oh, never mind. Okay, I see which one you guys hit.
The ones with the red X's or the yellow X's are dead.
I go ahead and I attack that one. I just use Ray. Well, actually, let's go ahead and since he's sleeping, I lay my hand on him and I use Shocking Grasp.
Ooh,
on this
roll
one.
it. And tell us what Shocking Grasp will do if it hits.
Shocking Grasp, if it hits, should do. Lightning comes from my hand and it shocks it, and then I have advantage on it if it's wearing metal armor.
Unfortunately, I don't know how this happens while you're touching him while he's asleep, but even with advantage, it doesn't seem to go off. What do you think happened to your lightning?
It just went pew.
So like a little spark, like a cold spark?
Yeah, it's like I tried to do it, but I muddled a wrong word because I hadn't done the spell in a while, and it just goes poof into thin air.
All right. Unfortunately, Desdonia does nothing, and that means it is Lila's
I was
turn.
really tired from my last move.
It's understandable. You're more of an academic, really.
You've got much too kind a heart. You're not supposed to give these goblins mercy, as I say, as I stab into the sleeping goblin.
Ooh, ouchies. That goblin is stabbed clean through to the floor. You see his blood run out in a pool around him, and he is also dead. You are yet again surrounded by carnage, and there's only one peacefully sleeping goblin in the corner by himself. And it is now Guy's turn.
With disgust in his eyes, Guy's gonna hop off this ledge and like make his way over here, giving one last sad look over his shoulder before slipping down this passageway and going to wait for his friends away from the murder and mayhem. I think I can go that far. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30.
Roll me a dex check for jumping off that ledge.
I could get to there. Dex saving throw or like an acrobatics check?
An acrobatics check.
Okay.
Neil, actually, unfortunately, what happens is that guy takes a flying leap off of the ledge, but
Falls
totally
down.
miscalculated how far
Shit,
down
it's not
it
5 feet.
actually
It's not
was.
5 feet. It's not 5 feet.
No, it's not. It's taller than that, and you actually you land right on your ankle, like you twist your ankle right when you
Ow.
fall, and you take 5 bludgeoning damage.
I deserve that. All right, then being prone, I'll just crawl 10 or 15,
You're just crying.
25. It's 25 to
crawl.
get here, 35 to get here, 45 to get here, and then how steep is this? Is this like dangerously steep?
You remember that when you crawled on it, it just was very loose and crumbly. It's difficult terrain. So I won't make you roll another dex save, but you can only move like half speed because it's difficult terrain.
Cool. I'll like turn around instead of crawling forward. I'll turn and like slide down on my butt and just like I'm just gonna try and get back to the water. I can't deal with this carnage, man. Like
Okay,
these
guys,
goblins
just
are people
piecing
too,
out.
man. Goblins are people.
All right, Thoradin,
Goblins are evil.
it's your turn.
Evil.
Should we leave that last one for questioning or anything like that?
Yes. What a great idea! You're so smart. We should
We
talk
should
to
tie him up.
Yeah, and asking where my favorite cousin is. Because this is not my favorite cousin. It's my favorite cousin's friend. It's worth a lot, but not the same. Family is family.
All right, what do you do? Thoradin specifically, what do you do?
I tie him up for questioning.
All right, I think you have a rope. that
I
right?
would think so, yeah. Let me check.
One of us has a rope.
Yes, 50 feet of hempen rope.
Very nice. All right, you use that rope, you tie him up. He's sitting in the corner. Do you try to wake him up?
Yeah.
All right.
Hey, little buddy.
I assume that while you're tying him up, you can also kind of shake him and get him to wake up.
Little buddy.
And I would say we're out of initiative at this point as well. He wakes up and goes, "Wow!"
Daddy,
What
where's
does he
my
say?
cousin?
He's just
I
screaming
translate for her,
incoherently.
or I translate for him.
He's just screaming wildly at this point.
I wait for him to calm down.
This takes quite some time. But finally, he does kind of peter out, and he's just sitting there looking at you like this.
Where is his cousin?
Rattle's cousin!
I point to him.
He looks at him and looks at you.
He looks like him.
I know about the dwarf. It's a dwarf, right?
Yes.
I know that Clark got a message from King Growl, and he needed Dungeon Rockseeker, the dwarf Dungeon Rockseeker.
Rockseeker. I relay this message to the group.
He was paying us gold. He was going to give us gold so that the Black Spider could have Gundren Rockseeker, and we had to send him and everything he was carrying back to King Growl. We got him on the road. We ambushed him.
I just give him a look of disgust. And then I relay the rest of the information to the group.
Where's the king?
I asked the goblin, where's the king?
Oh, he's in Quagmire Castle.
Quagmire Castle.
Quagmire!
Quagmire Castle.
Quagmire!
I can't.
He's saying Cragmaw.
Cragmaw.
Yeah,
Castle.
Cragmaw Castle.
I repeat it correctly on the third one. His accent's a little thick.
Yeah. And he lets you know that the Cragmaw is kind of this tribe that the goblins are part of. That's the name of their tribe, and they all answer to King Groll, who's their chief, and he is there in Cragmaw Castle, and that's where Gundren has been taken.
And do we know where that is?
He gives you kind of basic directions. You know, he's a goblin, so the units of measurement are really weird, but he says it's about 20 miles northeast of the Cragmaw hideout, which is where you are. Okay. So it's about 20 miles northeast of here in the Neverwinter Wood.
Okay. I take note.
Yeah. And he wants to know, he asks you how many of his goblin brethren remain after your slaughter.
Your leader, or whoever he is, tried to kill our friend. There's no one left but you.
So I'm the leader?
I don't know. That depends. What do you plan to do?
Ambush gold.
I shake my head.
Gold on no ambush?
I shake my head again.
No ambush, no gold?
Exactly.
Then what?
I turn to the party. I'm not sure what they want to do, but I relay what he says. I don't know that he'll be good.
Well, you know, some things in the world are just naturally evil, I say, as I step forward with my dagger or short sword. Say the word, and I'll put it out of this misery.
I can't say that. He gave us the information, and I can't. And I turn around and I walk and I look around to see if there's anything that's worth grabbing.
There's not a whole lot in here. There's these dirty bedrolls. There's a few teeth. There's actually.
Did the boss, the royal guy, have anything on him?
If you search the goblin who your prisoner identifies as Yemik, he has a pouch that has 3 gold teeth in it and 15 silver pieces.
Okay, I grab that.
Okay. Mark it on your character sheet.
Okay. Because you never know when gold teeth will come in handy.
You never know.
Let's see. Hey, could you hand me one of those gold teeth? I can see how pure this gold is. If it's worth it.
I hand it to him.
Well, I'm a rogue and I have some amount of street smarts. Can I get a ballpark estimate on?
Yeah. You look at this gold tooth and you kind of like bite it a little bit, which is weird because you're biting a tooth. It's like kind of, I don't know, it's like a little redundant. But you think that each of these gold teeth is worth about 1 gold piece.
Oh, cool. I say as I toss the gold tooth. It's just like a gold coin.
Perfect. So I hold on to those.
So they did torture my favorite cousin's best buddy.
You're right, Thoradin. You deserve the honors. I kind of gesture. Go ahead and finish him.
The goblin looks up at you with like big teary eyes and a big frown.
But I don't like taking lives. But I don't like evil creatures. Like the red breads! And then I guess I kill the goblin.
What do you do?
Hammer. Well, you know what? Not the hammer. I want to sacred flame him.
All right, roll it.
Oh, wow.
Well, I mean, it's like the gods casting down their judgment on him.
You just watch him burn.
I'm purifying him.
You set him and your 50 feet of hempen rope aflame.
No!
And they burn to ashes in the corner.
This is so mean. I'm having trouble understanding what my character would do if he's neutral good.
Guy, do you get your copper back, by the way?
I mean, I left it in there with you. I've taken off. I'm hanging out by the front. I'm not going to be part of any of this murder.
He's crying with his feet in the river.
You
I
know.
go to look for Guy.
All right. That leaves Lilo and Thoradin with unconscious Sildar in the Goblin Den.
Well, Thoradin, help me carry this guy out, I'd say.
Yeah, sure. We should probably wait for him to wake up at some point, though.
Yeah.
So I guess we carry him out still.
Yeah.
If it's considered safe enough, we'll slide him down this. Otherwise, we'll take the long way around, but whatever.
You guys are slow and careful, and I think you managed to kind of slide him down. You all end up at the entrance to the cave with unconscious Sildar. What do you do next? You remember that the goblin told you that what happened was that the black spider was paying King Grawl to put out a hit on Gundren, basically. King Grawl told all the goblins, led by Clark, to capture Gundren, take him and all his effects to King Grawl, and it looks like Sildar just kind of got left behind because King Grawl didn't want him. What do you do?
I'd wait for him to wake up, and then, we should probably heal up and rest up. And if it's is it nearby or is it super far?
The castle?
Yeah, the walk to the castle. Are there towns on the way, or is it
You don't know the area very well, I don't think.
Does any of us know?
I know the area really well, so can I get a sense of the direction?
Yeah, why don't you roll an insight check?
Okay.
And let's take a look at the map. So, did you roll? I don't see it.
Insight. Bam.
Oh. Well, because you know the area really well, I'm going to say that you know that the Neverwinter Wood is generally... Oops, no, I can't reveal that to you. That you know that the Neverwinter Wood is basically just a giant area kind of northeast of you. And when he said 20 miles northeast, you know that the way the roads are set up, I'll bring you guys to the map real quick. So now you're on the map, and I can reveal you guys are right here. You just were in the Cragmaw hideout. And you know that the high road C goes north to Neverwinter. The Neverwinter Forest, or the Neverwinter Wood, is just east of there, and it's huge. You can kind of see right here the beginnings of Neverwinter Wood. You know that if you walked that way, you would enter the Neverwinter Wood.
That's where the cousin is.
That's where Cragmaw Castle is, and if the goblin is correct, that's where Gundren was taken. Remember that you also did discover stores that the goblins had stolen that were in Clark's kind of den before. You also have your wagon full of provisions that were to be delivered to Barthen's provisions. And you have unconscious Sildar with you.
So, Guy, I can see you're kind of shook up about all this.
Dude, you're cutting bugbears' heads off, and you're murdering sleeping goblins. It's dude, I got in this to help a town get some supplies. This is really dark stuff.
Well, that's exactly what I was thinking. We should take a break from all this murdering, and we should at least deliver this guy who's been through a lot and all the supplies to town.
Yeah, that sounds like a good thing. Maybe there's a soft bed there, we can get cozy for a little while. Have some good food, not this trail rations we've been eating.
Well, there's that salted pork. It's pretty good.
Yeah, I could do that, but I'm also I could go for a good stew right now, or maybe a good lamb burger. Oh my god, I could go for a lamb burger so badly. A little bit of cheese on it, and some avocado, maybe a little bacon on the side, some green onions sprinkled on top.
My stomach grumbles.
A sesame seed bun. You know what I'm talking about? Like,
Oh God, that sounds amazing. But please,
yeah,
Wow,
my
that sounds
tummy.
extremely luxurious. Where do you get your food?
I don't eat meat. It's kind of gross.
You know what they say. If someone's a vegan, they'll tell you.
Well, I mean, I do eat produce, though. The thing is that since I can talk to Ox and Jeanette and all the others, it's kind of weird to eat them. You know, you get to relate to these little creatures.
that's cool. I I think lambs are pretty cute, but they smell delicious.
They don't actually smell delicious until you cook them.
Well,
be
yeah, of
honest.
course, right? Yeah, before they're pretty terrible. But
My
like,
stomach continues to grumble as I want to not talk about food anymore.
How long would you say this conversation about food
You know
lasts?
what's great? Lettuce.
I will talk about food until we get to Phandalin, basically. I'll
So
be,
are you guys are headed down the path toward your wagon?
Well, while we're going to Phandalin, shouldn't we bring all the stuff that the goblins stole over? We can load it in our wagon. And then we can deliver it. It was going in that direction anyways.
Well, I mean, if it's on the way and you guys believe it's the right decision, I trust your judgment.
We'll go rescue your cousin right after we drop off all the stuff.
And it's on the way, you promise.
Yes, they're both. Well, I can't really lie to you. One's a little bit off course, but we need a rest anyways.
Okay, but we get up really early tomorrow and we go first thing in the morning.
Of course.
First thing.
Now help me load up this wagon, I guess. Well, it's a while away. Maybe we should bring the wagon? About how many pounds of stuff do you think the stores here are?
There's a lot. There's more than you guys can carry. You kind of have to pick and choose what you want to bring. Each of you could carry as much as your weight allowance is, but you also know that you couldn't bring the wagon back here. That's why you abandoned it, because the trail is too thin. But to remind you, and I would assume Guy kind of tells you this because Guy was conscious and saw the stores that were in Clark's cave. He lets you know that there were piles of sacks and crates there. They had the image of a blue lion on them, which I'm not sure if either of you guys recognize. If you want to roll an insight check, you can. That would be something that maybe those of you familiar with Phandalin would know. And, there's a lot of the kind of same things that you guys were carrying in the wagon. Oh, yeah, actually, Lilo, you immediately, when you hear a blue lion, you're like, oh, that's the Lion Shield Coaster. That's a merchant company, and they have a warehouse and a trading post in Phandalin. So you think with that roll that they're probably missing these supplies, and they'd probably be happy to see them. So there's a lot of things like tools, crowbars, shovels. There's some sacks of flour, sugar. There's some casks of ale. The same kind of stuff you were carrying in the wagon.
Okay. I use a quick rogue's judgment on what stuff is the most valuable, like as in weight to cost ratio.
Mm-hmm.
And then I direct the party members, all right, pick up those things, probably the ale and some of the more important tools, and we'll bring them over. I don't think we can bring it all right now, though.
All right. If you're not worried about making noise, you think that you can roll one of the casks of ale, and you think that'd be really worth a whole bunch. The sacks of flour and sugar are pretty heavy for their price, so you kind of leave those. You notice that there's a good number of shovels and crowbars, and there's like branding tools for oxen. There's about, 15 of those, and you think you can easily carry 5. If you really load yourself up, you could carry 10, but you'll have to rest a lot in between. And then there's also some lanterns, which are pretty light, but they're pretty bulky, and oil to go with those lanterns, which is heavy but valuable.
Okay. Shall we make just 2 trips and then head back then?
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that sounds good.
So by 2 trips, you guys are trying to take all of that stuff with you in one round to the wagon from here?
Oh, one half of it and then half in the next trip.
Okay, great. all in all, you load up quite a large portion of this stuff. You leave some of the big heavy stuff, but you feel like you've got a healthy, like your wagon's kind of bursting with stuff now. So that you've done a good job. By the time that you have gathered all that stuff and put it in the wagon, is there anything else that you want to do other than take all of these stores to the wagon, then be at the wagon and be ready to go to Phandalin?
Well, I would get back to Oxen Janet and her sidekick.
Well, this whole time, Sildar has not woken up. Did you guys let him lie where he was and then go back, or do you try to carry him?
I wouldn't leave him behind.
Okay, so I imagine that you've made these 2 trips and maybe you've left somebody back with Sildar as he's.
I'll stay with Sildar and the oxen.
Okay. Well, as you load up the wagon, you're ready to go. You're ready to head toward Phandalin with your full wagon.
And he's not woken up still?
And Sildar sits up with a start and gasps, Gundren! And that's where we'll stop for today.
Dun, dun, dun.
We did it. Episode 4 in the books. Thank you, friends. We have now completed the Goblin hideout, otherwise known as the Cragmaw hideout, which you've now discovered belongs to the Cragmaw clan of goblins. And that means that y'all have been awarded 275 XP.
Woo!
And that should be enough for everyone to gain a level.
Ooh.
So be sure to level up your characters. If you guys need any help, let me know throughout the week, but that'll usually mean an increase in HP and spell slots and hit die.
Can I roll
and
for
all of
HP
that
right
good
now?
stuff. Sure.
Me too.
Everyone do it.
Don't roll. It's a terrible idea.
It's a half a point lower than on average, but it's worth it. It's
I
Oh.
Oh, it's not good. It's not good.
You get 4 more HP. Who else
So what
wants
do
to
I
roll a hit
roll
die?
for cleric?
D8 plus your
Check
con
your character
modifier.
sheet on what your hit
Eight.
dice
What do
is.
you mean it's a half a point lower?
Taking the average is statistically better. Or taking the Trump, how do you explain it?
So basically, I have the choice to either roll 1d8 or I can just take 5. So I'm going to take 5. Whereas if you were to roll 1d8, then more than half of the time you would get a result under 5.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
so
I could just take 5 too.
Your hit dice as a wizard, I believe, is a d6, which means you can take 4.
Oh, well,
I always roll because I always like the chance of getting more.
Same. It's too
And
fun.
it's not just 4, it's 4 plus your constitution, or rolling plus your constitution.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, so it's a 1d6 plus
Yeah.
2.
Constitution, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, or a 4 plus 2.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
Your choice.
Oh, so I could just automatically get 6.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That seems much better odds.
Roll.
It is better odds.
Be tempted.
I'm going to take 6, but I'm just going to roll for fun.
No.
I'm going to
Can't
roll
find my
for
pencil.
fun.
How do I lose pencils in this room so frequently?
All right, roll for fun.
But I'm already taking what I was going to take.
Yeah.
So I would have got the same thing.
Okay, I'm rolling. It's D8 plus 2, I think. That's correct.
Go, go, go. Ah! Good job, Jen. Good job.
Dang!
See, that's why you
Jen.
Oh, yeah. I have now 21 HP. Thank you, dwarf.
All right, well, I lost my pencil, so I'm going to ask you guys next session to tell me what your new HP is so I can write it down on my character sheet.
21.
Now we won't die. Now we won't die from one hit.
Yeah.
Big level.
Now it'll
And
be
don't
2
forget to check
hits.
if you get any other benefits from leveling up before next session. But very well done.
Everyone's saying pencil is in your hair, Anna.
Oh yeah. Oh my gosh.
Extra
Thanks.
cute.
Thanks, chat. Oh my wow. Okay. Okay. Well, that is a perfect place to end the night. Thoradin, what is your new HP? Your max?
21.
Ah, yeah. All right. And Desdonia,
My new HP total is 14 now. 14.
Much better than
Yeah.
8.
Oh, much
And
better.
Lilo, what about you?
15.
Okay. And Guy?
16.
Woo! All right. Awesome. Let's see. Is there anything else?
Yes, one more quick thing. At the Goblin Cave, I checked what type of armor the Goblin leader was wearing.
I'm gonna double check, but I don't think he was wearing any.
He was just wearing nice threads.
Yeah. Yeah, he had that stuff in his pockets because he was the richest one, but he just had the newest burlap sack that he was wearing.
Ah, yes. Good old
I'm glad-
Goblin fashion.
Goblin fashion his was up to par. I'm really glad that you guys decided to capture the last goblin because I've had the "What do the goblins know?" sidebar prepared since the beginning of the adventure. You guys have murdered every single goblin. So I'm glad that you figured that out because otherwise you would have no idea where Gundren is.
Yeah.
Well, maybe
Good
the
idea.
other dude would have known something.
Sildar might
Well,
have.
we did try to ask one, but remember he ran off.
Yeah. You guys were kind of trying to kill him and had already killed his friends.
Yeah, that's true.
You didn't try to catch him either. All right. Awesome. Thank you guys. This was fun. I'm really proud. This is kind of the spot where I thought we could pause if we were done with me being Dungeon Master by this point. I think I'm down for at least a few more sessions. I'd love to see you guys get to Phandalin. So we'll discuss between us what's best, because we also have a new adventure that we may want to start that Neil would be DMing. So we'll figure out what's next, but I'm assuming that next week you can count on at least one more episode of Lost Mine, if not two. Everyone planning on that?
I think we have some people who can't make it next week.
Yeah, except
Oh.
me. But I encourage you to keep going.
All right. Well, we'll talk amongst ourselves. Watch the Misscliks Twitter, MISSCLIKS. That's where we'll update when shows are, what they are. We may play without Jen next week, or we may take a break as we kind of transition between these two chapters of the adventure. But we will be back at the same time on Tuesdays. If you missed any of the episodes and want to go back, or you want to watch any of the other Misscliks shows, we've done 5 years worth of campaigns, many of which we used to do 4-hour sessions. So there are a wealth of hours of Misscliks D&D if you'd like to watch them. You can also check out the campaign that this cast did just previously called Misscliks D&D Devotion, which is a very different type of roleplay game that's more kind of soap opera-like.
That's so good.
Yeah, it's really fun. So check that out on YouTube if you like, or if you are a sub, you can also check out the archives here on Twitch. Other than that, let's do shout outs and any cool things that are going on for you guys. Birthday girl, what's up for you this week?
I'm doing little events every day for my birthday. So we're playing Just Dance and DDR after this. Some more of that. Tomorrow's my birthday, which is a surprise what we're doing. And I have a couple other events throughout the week, which I plan and am very excited for. And other than that, you can find me at VParlofois at all the things.
Great. Trump, what about you?
Well, I'm really excited for this weekend because I'm attending a special board game nerd meetup where there's going to be about 16 people gathered to play a mega game called Mega Civilization. It'll take about 12 hours.
Ooh.
12
And
hours
hopefully at the
straight?
end, my civilization will be the one that is the mightiest. Other than that, keep up with what's going on at Trump SC for all my stuffs.
Nice. Jen.
You can follow me at LivinPink on Twitter, and if you happen to go to GDC and want to say hi, you can tweet at me on said Twitter to meet up and say hi, and I will happily do that. Very, very happily.
Awesome. Neil?
I am going to be sleeping for the next day because it's been an exhausting week. It's been like 12 to 20 hour days for the last 6 or 7 days. So I'm not doing anything in the near future, but you can find me on twitch.tv/Koivu, where we're doing all sorts of fun stuff all the time, mostly D&D related. And we're going to be starting a new campaign probably this next week with some of my new friends that I've made online.
Nice. You can watch me play D&D on Thursday at 5 p.m. I'm playing in a Planescape game DM'd by Holly Conrad called Trapped in the Birdcage, where I play a kleptomaniac thief. who is
Nice.
quite charismatic and fun to play. And if you loop back around to next week on Tuesday, right before this show, I play in an official game for Wizards of the Coast from 4 to 6 called Dice Camera Action. That's right before this game. And then we'll usually be back with this game as well. So 3 different shows. You can watch Dungeons & Dragons with me if you would like. Also, I will be at PAX East in multiple capacities, but the D&D related one is that I'll be doing a Q&A panel with Holly Conrad about being on Dice Camera Action, answering any questions about the show, and talking about how it's kind of personally affected our lives. So it's a very intimate Q&A type of panel. It's called Tea Time. So we're literally going to have tea and chat with you guys.
Oh, sounds amazing.
It's going to be really fun. So I hope I'll see some of you guys at PAX East. I'll also be around doing Twitchy type things, and you can follow me on Twitter at Anna Prosser for updates and musings. Don't forget to follow this channel if you like this content, be notified when we go live, and do check out the Misscliks YouTube that you can access without a sub, or if you want to sub here and have access to all our Twitch pods, you can as well. We appreciate all of you tuning in. We hope we'll see you again soon, and watch the Misscliks Twitter for updates. Unless anything changes, we'll see you again this same time next week. For now.
Wait, sorry,
Yeah,
Jen wanted one more
last thing.
announcement.
Yeah, go ahead.
Like, oh, whatever. You had such a good flow. I was like, it's fine.
No, go ahead.
Yeah, I'm also playing on a Roll for It campaign on Saturdays, which is going on till the end of March. So yeah, tune into that. It's also a really fun time, honestly. And the last episode was insane, watchable on YouTube. It was a one-off, and I think I created a character I'll need to bring back on Misscliks at some point, because it has lots of potential.
Sounds fun.
So that one-off is pretty good.
Great.
With this guy. Yeah, and besides that, I'll also be at PAX East.
You will?
Oh yeah.
Well, will any of
really?
you guys be at PAX East?
If I have something that I'm called there to do.
Awesome.
Yep,
Okay.
same here. I'm not entirely sure yet. Probably though.
Cool. All right. Well, thanks, team. This has been fun. Thank you for all of you in chat who helped me with my DMing as I learn. And we will see you again very soon. But for now, good night.
Good night.